Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and this image over here, this pretty jarring, horrible win rate spread, that goes all the way back to 2020 when Demon Hunter was launched into Hearthstone and saw one of the most unbalanced metas ever in like every mode. This is the arena. I put out a tweet telling, Ixar, play Hearthstone. We're not your beta testers. And ever since then, in my Twitter profile, I've had Hearthstone beta tester, and I will never freaking remove that. But yeah, we saw Demon Hunter being super dominant in standard, pretty darn dominant in wild. It wasn't quite as bad, but it was really good there. But yeah, the arena, we saw Demon Hunter be the top, Hunter at the bottom, and I thought for sure that would be the least balanced arena meta we've ever seen. But today, we're gonna dive into the meta in every mode since the patch went live. This is our meta dive we always do. But yes, somehow the current arena is worse than this, and that is kind of ridiculous, not acceptable, and all of that. So we'll get into that. If you enjoy the content of the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like as we are on that road to 100,000 subscribers in that Bran Bronzebeard's cosplay. So hit that sub button, make me go Bran. So yeah, let's do our meta dive. We're like almost a week away. Well, not quite, but like, what, 5 days away since the balance patch, but a lot has changed. One thing hasn't though, in standard, at least across all ranks, Uther is still the top class in standard, as you can see. 3 classes in the green, although, again, this is front page stats. You're going to see the meta's a lot more healthy than this looks like, but it's just funny to look at front page stats. Paladin at the top in standard and in wild at the top as well. And that's funny because, like, Shallow Dristle Paladin was literally deleted from the game. Order of the Court as well, right? Got nerfed. Flickering Lightbot got nerfed. And Paladin still doing well across all ranks. The title of this video, the jarring thing, we saw those day one Demon Hunter stats. Look at the arena meta. And this to me is not an acceptable state for any mode in the game. In particular, the only paywalled mode, the only way to play the arena is either gold or money / runestones, tavern tickets, whatever, right? It costs resources. No other mode in the game costs resources to enter. The arena does, and currently Priest at 56.8%, not quite as high as day one Demon Hunter, but take a look at the bottom. Hunter 35.8%, Demon Hunter 40%. That's, well, this one's over what, 20% worse than the best class. And again, if we take a look at those day one Demon Hunter, I'm very glad I screenshot this way back in the day. It was 59 to 42. It wasn't even 20% difference between the top and the worst. There was, again, it was horribly imbalanced. It got better when we had the day one nerfs. And back then, they actually did micro adjustments for the arena. They actually constantly updated it. Whereas now we're very lucky to get any changes. And yeah, as a result, you look at this, it's arguably worse. And I'll just say it's straight up worse because it's Priest being the top, and they have that imbue hero power, which just got buffed in this last patch, and Priest was already the best class in arena, and that's why we're at this state. And the fact we didn't get micro adjustments with the patch launch or with like a hot fix is pretty ridiculous, and I just gotta call it out. I don't think it's acceptable for a paid mode, or at least a resource walled mode, to be this unbalanced and left as is. Like, I just feel like there should be changes. I know we have an update coming soon. We'll talk about that. Well, I guess I'll just talk about that right now. We do have that arena update coming probably pretty soon, right? With the 0.4 patch or whatever. The pre-order patch is 0.4. That'll be coming up very soon. We're going to talk about that tomorrow when I expect that next expansion to drop, when we could see the pre-order patch, when we could see the arena update. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So hopefully they'll have their crap together for that. But I was watching Dread stream arena yesterday. He was so frustrated, or on Friday, and he was just saying, like, they got this new arena mode coming. You would think they would want their arena streamers to be happy, playing, hyping it up. And right now he wants to play anything but the arena. And that's the way a lot of people feel because, yeah, you just look at the cards that they can get in here. If you look at basically what's doing everything, it's the imbue stuff, right? And it's in a ton of decks. Lunar Wing Messenger is the most common card in these arena decks. Like, you would think, just imbue is a horrible mechanic for arena. It just is. Infinite scaling, value, whatever. It's pretty darn brutal. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna get changed, but they really should make some changes. Okay, I got the negative out of the way. Let's talk a little bit more positive, right? We saw Standard and Wild looking at least healthier than last patch, and you take a look at Standard, Legend, last 3 days or so, there are a lot of viable decks. There's a lot of aggression, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like Imbue Hunter or Counter Imbue Hunter, because that's what the last meta was, where we have a lot of Menagerie decks, like Menagerie Paladin, Menagerie Deathlight doing well, Fishing Priest, the Aggro Priest, yes, that's where the Imbue has gone to, not the control decks, but the aggro. Isn't that how it always works out? Hand buff DK. So the 4 decks at tier 1 early on are pretty aggressive, but then you have some control options like Space Death Knight is definitely more control-y, Terran Warrior down here as well, Space Warlock, Leech DK. You got more of the combo or gradually kill decks like Protoss Mage. There's still an Imbue Hunter doing well somehow. Very curious on that. I have seen Asteroid Shaman popping up. The meta's slowed down quite a lot that asteroids are coming back. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. And of course, we still have the imbues like Paladin Druid. I don't know, what shallow Dristle deck could there possibly be here? It could be a little bit skewed based on like old data and stuff, what they have here. But overall, like you can see, it's way more diverse than it has been, right? It's way more diverse looking at the last 3 days, and there's a good mix of stuff. There's aggression, there's control. I feel like, you know, a big Demon Hunter is more mid-rangey, that's still playable. Imbue Druid, I feel like it's a way better, right? And it's definitely not solved. There's no clear outlier, so the patch has definitely helped. And even like Shaman, apparently Warrior are somewhat playable. Hunter, apparently, like I feel like every class represented here. Somehow I don't see Rogue, which is kind of insane. We'll take a look at HS Guru because they have their own sample size and stuff. But yeah, Core Rogue, Bounce Rogue. Let's take a look at like High Legend top 1K. That's where Rogue always shines. It's the top deck in like it always shines there. Core Rogue, Bounce Rogue, all of a sudden it's way more like that. We even see like the Spell Damage Druid has emerged a little bit as well. They utilize Amir Dristle, the location, because they copy it and then they can refresh a bunch of mana and OTK you. I know, right? Everybody loves their OTKs, but you know, it's another one you got to build towards, work towards. And I feel like a healthy meta has aggro, combo, control, mid-range, and we kind of have that going on to an extent, right? As we're going on, and like this is just infinitely more diverse than what we saw with the mini set. The mini set, I believe we saw like 1 or 2 tier 1 decks, and it was like 4 or 5 tier 2. So we're already opened up a ton, and we're still trying to figure things out as we go along. And the nice thing, we take a look at Wild. There's no meta breakdown on H's replay for Wild, but on H's Guru, you can see there's a lot of stuff in the green at Diamond through Legend, like a lot, and a lot of it's XL. Redithal doing a lot of work there, but it's not just Paladin at the top, although obviously Libram Paladin, Holy Wrath Paladin, I figured those would still be good. It's more like the Call to Arms has fallen off, and Exodia Paladin, you can't really curve that well anymore because of the Order in the Court nerf will really hurt those decks. So you're seeing a bigger fall off on that. And if we go at like higher ranks at Legend, where it gets a little bit more refined, we still see very similar with Imbue Mage, XL Imbue Mage, Shadow Priest. Again, a lot of aggression, a lot of Renethal. Hell, we see Astral Communion Druid as a competitive deck. I know one of my viewers hit Legend with it. That's pretty crazy that Astral Communion in 2025 is a Legend capable card. And yeah, we've highlighted that deck before. It's really not that bad. It really isn't, just because you just play it and you have so many cards that could just draw more or create more value, and you just go off to the races. It's pretty nutty. And yeah, it seems a lot more healthy to me. The only thing I never like to see is Seed Lock, and I guess Hostage Mage is pretty toxic, but regardless, a lot better than it was before. So the latest balance patch has basically been a pretty relatively like a home run, right? For Standard Wild, things are way more diverse. Nothing is solved. There's no pure best deck. There's multiple different types of archetypes, but at the same time, this patch absolutely destroyed the arena, and I am very hopeful that this upcoming features update with the arena update will do something to remedy this, because to me it's unacceptable to leave it in the state just to wait for that update. I have a feeling there's not much they can do about it, considering just this whole patch cadence has been terrible for this entire expansion, and it's still gonna get weirder because yes, we're gonna talk tomorrow when I expect the pre-order stuff to come around, when I expect the next expansion to come out. You might need to be ready in like a week or two. It's going to be way sooner than you probably think or realize. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.